David Wood puts out a scathing video addressing some of the lunacy and the hypocrisy with regards to atheists and particularly the Richard Dawkins and the new atheist movement. I had to highlight this. Okay, so this article right here that he's covering, and we're gonna look at the last little bit of his video. You guys should really go check it out. Subscribe to David Wood's channel, Apologetics Roadshow. And the article says, Richard Dawkins quits Atheism Foundation for backing transformer religion. Okay, that's a crazy article. David Wood unpacks this brilliantly and explains to Dawkins how the entire presuppositions, the entire field of science is anchored on the presuppositions that Christianity gave it, right? This is a fantastic video. Check this out.
From The Telegraph, Richard Dawkins quits Atheism Foundation for backing transgender religion. Scientist accuses U.S. group of caving in to hysterical squeals of cancel culture. Richard Dawkins has resigned from an Atheism Foundation over its imposition of a new religion of transgenderism. Professor Dawkins, the evolutionary biologist and atheist, stepped down from the board of the Freedom from Religion Foundation, FFRF, on Saturday after it censored an article supporting the belief that gender is biological.
You cannot make this stuff up. And Richard Dawkins steps down from a foundation because he sees the gender binary. This is amazing stuff. That within this atheist community, one person, Dawkins here, is like, no, binary, common sense stuff. And then the other arm of this, which is disagreeing with him, is forcing him to step down. This is poetic, ladies and gentlemen.
Professor Dawkins accused the group of caving to the hysterical squeals of cancel culture after it deleted the article from its website, saying it was a mistake to have published it. His resignation followed that of two other scientists, Jerry Coyne and Steven Pinker, who accused the foundation of imposing an ideology with the dogma, blasphemy, and heretics of a religion.
A lot of David Wood's work on this is so fantastic because he keeps driving home the point that you can start tinkering with what built our society, and you could try to make it less and less Christian and less religious, but you make a crucial mistake that something else will come to fill that void. And what is that something else? Ladies and gentlemen, that something else is going to be one of two things. It's going to be radical leftism, gender ideology, nonsense, right? Or it's going to be jihadi Islam, which is already happening in the UK. To me, I see the direct line from new atheism to where we are now. And the beautiful part about David Wood's work is that David would also be with us at the Bless God Summit happening March 27th, 28th, and 29th in person. Okay, there's David Wood right there. So if you guys want to come hang out, me, my favorite pastors, podcasters, performers, Dallas Jenkins is going to be there, Pastor Ed Newton, Pastor Chris Brown, Gavin Ortland, of course, Alan Parr, Lila Rose. This is going to be a super fun event. Preston Perry, Dr. Sean McDowell. Come hang out. David Wood will be there. And you can go to blessgodsummit.com now to get your tickets. Or if you're struggling financially, it's tight, hey, you can sign up for a scholarship, and we're giving away tickets as well from the Pay It Forward tickets. People who got extra bread, they want to buy. People who don't have any bread, buy some tickets. It's the church coming together, doing what the church does. So I'm excited about this. Let's go back. Where was I? Let's go back to David's video.
Scientists' resignations come after the Freedom from Religion Foundation's Free Thought Now website published a piece last month by Kat Grant entitled, "What is a Woman?", which argued that any attempt to define womanhood on biological terms is inadequate and that a woman is whoever she says she is. So, scientists are leaving atheist organizations for being anti-science and for forcing a new religion on people. I guess if we've learned anything from science, it's that nature abhors a vacuum. Third, Dawkins agreed with Peterson on this. Let's see that part again, but extend it.
You haven't had to be concerned with the mythological substrate in your lifetime in some sense because it was intact. And so the universities could flourish and you had your freedom, remarkable freedom to pursue your scientific enterprise wherever you wanted. And people lauded you for it. Like that time is threatened, and seriously so.
Oh, man. Dr. Peterson called it. Dr. Peterson called it. So what's the punchline? Thank the Christians. Thank the Christians, atheists. Give us our flowers, atheists. Because this is what's going to, this is just the tip of the iceberg. You wait. This is just tip of the iceberg.
When there was a large Christian majority population, atheists could complain about Christians and Christians could complain about atheists. But atheists, like Richard Dawkins, were completely free to say whatever they wanted. Now that the population is changing and the ideas that are the preconditions of science are being cast aside, science itself is suddenly under attack.
And I think it's partly because these metaphysical assumptions have now become questionable, and that's part of the reason that I'm attending to them. It's not because I don't admire the accuracy of quantum prediction, for example, or celebrate what Musk is doing with his capability of sending rockets to Mars. It's like more power to the technological enterprise, but you know what's happening in the universities. It's awful.
And Jordan Peterson speaks from experience here. What happened when Peterson shared his thoughts with our brave new world? The College of Psychologists of Ontario said he has to go to re-education camp or he can't practice psychology.
Which, by the way, he's at risk of losing his license to be a therapist because he doesn't want to use whatever ideological rules they have for him on social media.
Psychologists, evolutionary biologists, they're finding out that other people now decide what they're allowed to say, even about science.
Right.
And that the people who decide what they're allowed to say are, again, whatever group screams the loudest.
Right.
So are we getting closer to the scientific utopia that the new atheists were looking forward to? Or is science, stripped of its foundations, being forced to bow to the whims of the mob?
And that's not a scientific problem. It's okay.
I agree about that.
Okay.
I think it's an interesting question why science emerged in Europe. I mean, and I'm not enough of a historian to know. It is even possible that Christianity did have something to do with that.
Give us our flowers!
And I wouldn't categorically deny that.
Acknowledging that you don't know and haven't studied enough to comment is a...
How convenient. I don't know. You don't know, unfortunately.
good step forward. We can only hope that some of Dawkins' followers will learn something from this glimpse of intellectual humility. Will they? Of course not. The Dawkins drones never learn anything.
But that doesn't in any way increase my trust in the validity of Christian propositions like the resurrection.
See, this is the frustrating part. Is somebody will make a point. Hey, fine tuning of the universe. Oh, that's a good argument. But I don't understand about the resurrection. Hey, we gave you science. We created the environment for you to have science. And by the way, the more you've pulled Christianity out, the more you've been forced into a corner where you got to deny science. Well, that's a good point. But how do we get behind the resurrection? It's like, wait a minute. Acknowledge the fruit of the resurrection first, and then we can work our way back to the resurrection.
Virgin birth and miracles, and Jesus is the Son of God.
Perfectly fair point. You can recognize various accomplishments of Christians and even believe that some Christian ideas may have had a positive impact without believing in Christianity as a whole or in particular Christian doctrines like the virgin birth or the resurrection.
Christianity may have had some kind of historical facilitating effect that led to the Renaissance, that led to the scientific revolution. And that would be a very interesting historical analysis. But it doesn't bear upon the truth of the propositions of the Christian religion.
It doesn't bear upon the truth of the propositions of the Christian religion. Well, some of the propositions of the Christian religion, as Jordan Peterson pointed out, are religious ideas that are the preconditions of science. So some ideas of Christianity have massive scientific confirmation. You can say, well, the fact that Christianity got these ideas right doesn't mean that they got other things right, and that's true. But the ideas that Christianity got right were derived from Christian theology.
That's
so
right.
I wouldn't say that getting these big ideas right has no bearing on whether Christianity got other ideas right. I would say, yes, getting certain ideas right doesn't mean you got other things right. But if Christianity got these big ideas right, you might want to take a closer look at some of these other ideas because they're all connected.
It's all connected. All connected, and you can't separate the fruit from the root.
Christianity. I would also say that since the preconditions of science are religious ideas, and these ideas make absolutely no sense on a foundation of atheism, which again can't be a foundation for anything, maybe now would be a good time for atheists to stop pretending that they're the champions of science and that Christians are enemies of science. Atheism didn't produce these ideas. Atheism is parasitic. It latched on to Christianity, became energized by feeding on some brilliant ideas of Christians, and then attacked Christianity.
Well, the funny thing about that point is I just always think about Neil deGrasse Tyson, and he always says, I don't like calling myself an atheist because an atheist is someone that's against religion, generally speaking. He's like, I don't play golf. I don't join a golf non-playing league. I don't go and be a part of a community that's anti-golf. I just don't play golf. Right? And so the point that atheism is parasitic, atheism needs Christianity in order to have anything to talk about, or needs religion in general to have anything to talk about, is spot on. Because it's known by generally being against stuff. Now, that's changing, and we just had like Jared from the Heliocentric YouTube channel on, who does Atheist Church Audit, and he tends to be very charitable to Christians, and he wants the story to be true. But the deeper you go, he arrives at a very similar conclusion, sadly, as a Richard Dawkins, that he's a materialist, right?
Unfortunately, as atheism was sucking the blood out of Christianity, it didn't manage to absorb a single drop of gratitude. Now,
give us our flowers, atheist.
If you're an atheist and you're thinking, well, I've never acted like atheists are the heroes and guardians of science, and I'm quite thankful to Christians or other people who've helped improve the world, congratulations. I'm not talking about you. I don't know any official statistics here. Perhaps most atheists aren't like the atheists who are constantly bragging about being the saviors of science and reason.
Right.
But I have to respond to the people I hear from, and sadly, the people I hear from tend to be the people who can't stop running their mouths, no matter how little they know about anything. So let me say, not to atheists in general, but specifically to the perpetually hostile and narcissistic atheists who are still running their mouths about getting rid of Christianity to pave the way for science, even after seeing millions of people become atheists without benefiting science in any noticeable way whatsoever, you guys are looking all kinds of stupid right now. You made predictions about what would happen if large numbers of people became atheists. None of your predictions were right. You were wrong about everything.
Everything.
Your position has been massively disconfirmed by reality, which means that if you continue pretending that clearing Christianity out of the way and winning converts to atheism will somehow pave the way for a scientific utopia, we'll have to regard you as the champions, not of science, but of pseudoscience.
One time for my man David Wood. Apologetics Roadshow is the channel. You guys go subscribe there. And again, if you guys didn't know, David Wood will be at the Blessed God Summit, a summit that exists to encourage, empower, inspire you to live God's dream for your life. This is the summit to equip the Christian to, first of all, get their worldview, their apologetics in order. That's what day one is. Why God? Why church? Day one. Favorite apologist, okay? And we're still announcing people. Day two, we get into the home, the family, the individual, your practice of your faith and how that looks. And then day three, we get into the marketplace, commerce, being industrious, nonprofits, all that sort of stuff. So this is going to be super fun. BlessGodSummit.com. We have virtual tickets available, and you can even get a potential sponsorship, scholarship, if you are struggling, or if you got extra bread and you want to sponsor someone else, you can buy paid-forward tickets. So blessgodsummit.com, get your tickets. Hey, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please be sure to comment below and subscribe and all that good stuff. And check out this other video that YouTube seems to be recommending just for you. Let me know if they nailed it. All right? I'll see you over there. Peace.